Welcome, everybody, to the RnR Catcast, a fan-based podcast focusing on Montana State athletics. We're two dudes named Ryan from the state of Washington talking about our dear Montana State. We hope you enjoy. All right, welcome back, Bobcat fans. Thanks for joining us. This is an instant reaction show. The Montana State Bobcats just put a whoop down on the Eastern Eagles over in Bozeman for a homecoming win, 57-3. We're here to break it down, give you the good, the bad, and the Bobby Hawks, and run through the big sky. Thorny, how you doing?
Doing fantastic, man. Can you still hear me?
I can.
Okay. Looks like my computer's installing some updates. My screen went black right as we start recording. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm doing fantastic. I have not, full disclosure, I missed the game. I went home and watched the first half. I was keeping track of it. I saw the domination, so I'm like, okay, I'm not in no hurry to go home and watch the game. But I watched the first half just so I could kind of speak to some good, bad, and Bobby Hawks here.
Yeah, well, good. I had a little bit of that too. I was coaching baseball. We have fall baseball over here, and was able to catch up as well, but able to get it all in and ready to talk about it. But first, let's go down through the big sky, which is like in the middle of the day, so not everything has gone. Basically, only 2 games right now. So over in Greeley, we picked the Northern Colorado Battling Bears to upset Idaho State, but that wasn't the case. The Bengals won 26-18, and it didn't even look like it was in question any of the day. The Bengals put up 10-13, 3-0. And, just Northern Colorado never held a lead in this game.
I slid them into my top 5 power poll. That's what happens. Sorry, Bears. I cursed you.
Well, the Bears quarterback had almost 400 yards of passing, went 26 for 39 for 2 touchdowns. So that might just be an indication of maybe how bad maybe their defense is. I don't know. I wasn't able to watch.
And that was at home too.
Yeah.
Not that there's a huge home field advantage in Greeley, but
so both teams, Idaho State and Northern Colorado, go to 2-3. The other game that is live right now into the fourth quarter, Northern Arizona is beating Portland State 31-17, and that is a bit of a surprise to me.
Yeah.
I thought
Portland State's hanging around.
Yeah. So I was hoping Portland State would muck it up a little bit more, and it was a little closer last time I checked. But yeah, so Montana State goes to Northern Arizona next week. Northern Arizona is in Portland, so that is a game, an away game for them. So
big game coming up.
Yeah, Pennington's 15 for 24, 262 yards with 1 touchdown. So he's going to be a big focus for the Cats this week for sure. But let's not linger on that game, because the Montana State homecoming game, in a beautiful Bozeman afternoon, Chamber of Commerce afternoon, 57-3. It was good to get a whoop down once again.
Mm-hmm. Exercise, some demons, some frustrations I think fans had and players probably had and everybody probably had after that kind of bleh ho-hum win against Mercyhurst. Felt good to get right.
Yeah, so that would be if we're going to go right into the good, the okays, and the Bobby Hawks, the good for this is just feeling, once again, like near Montana State. It's good to see them do what they did last year and just put a whoop down on a team at home. Yeah. Eastern's always been pesky. I don't care what their record is. They always play us tough. But it was pretty certain to me after the first quarter that when we put 24 points on them, we were already going to take their soul.
No, the game was over really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely the good category. It looked like a score, just looking at the scoreboard, that you would have seen last year. Like, this is what you want to see from the top 5 team in the country. This is the kind of scores you want to see. It looks different how we got there than the Tommy Law era, but hey, 57 points, 30 in the first half, 20 in the third quarter, like 50 points through 3 quarters. It's nothing to sneeze at.
No, not at all. And this game was fun to watch for me because it feels like a new Montana State team to me. Like, just the offense alone has such a different flavor. And I want to talk about this when we go into Monday's podcast, when we record on Monday. So I'm not going to go too much into it. I think fans are going to have to get used to this because I think we didn't even have 100 yards rushing going into half. I'm not sure. And we ended up with some pretty good rushing stats. I think we had pretty balanced game, 293 on the ground, 287 in the air. So I think that's the first time we've eclipsed rushing over passing this year. But most of that came in the second half after we were continuing to gash
Yeah.
these guys.
We'll
Again, I
get.
think, fans are going to have to get used to it, but I'm loving it.
Yep. I'll kind of maybe talk about the rushing game in the not good segment.
Okay.
Focusing on the good though. I'm still impressed with Lamson's progression so far. I thought he had a really good game. I didn't see the second half, so I didn't. There may be some things in there that I nitpick, but his first half was really solid. His decision making was good. His arm accuracy, his deep ball, he finally connected on a couple of those. Some really nice passes. That pass to Jabez Woods
Yeah.
was money. That was
Yeah.
a great throw.
As well as that streaking touchdown to Taco Dowler and that
Hmm.
45-yard touchdown one play drive. And it just felt good to hit him in stride. You're like, there it is.
Yep.
And his pass over the middle to Chris Long is as Chris Long sets up the first of Adam Jones touchdown. Like we've been waiting for years to see that type of pass at
Yeah.
Montana State. I mean, maybe Chambers had one or two of them where you had a drag route over the middle into like a second level defense. Tommy Millott wasn't making that throw, and I love Tommy Millott, but like that just wasn't our offense for the last 4 years. And Chris Murray, Troy Anderson, not that as well. So it was really cool to see because to me it just makes our offense so much more dynamic.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, where does Chris Long just can't seem to get his footing in Bobcat Stadium? His
Yeah,
first catch last week, he almost looked like he was going to tear his own ACL, just like stumbling and bumbling around the turf.
yeah.
And the same thing happened here. That should have been an easy touchdown for a guy with his speed, but he almost tripped himself again. So I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Get
Two
that guy
weeks
some
in a
new
row,
shoes or
he gets
what's going
stopped
on?
like right before the goal line, and it's
Yeah, because he came out of the pass stumbling again. I don't know what's going on.
but that did set up another good moment for me was on first and goal. We bring in an extra lineman. We go zero set. We have a 13 personnel, so we had three tight ends. And Greg Crack goes, they brought in big people to do big things, Ben. It was just perfect because you had like nine guys on the line or something like that, and then a nigh back. So you had two tight ends, and then one of the tight ends, I think it was Providence, was flexed as a fullback. It was just power football. So it was good to see.
The defense. If we're talking about the good category, the defense
Oh
lights
man,
out.
come
Oh
on,
my
bro.
goodness. So how many did they give up at South Dakota State in regulation? We'll just say, was it
Ooh,
7? What was the score in that? Was it
yeah.
10?
Let me click
Was it
into.
10-10 at the regulation? I don't remember what it was. 13-13.
So the game was 30-24.
Yeah, but couple touchdowns in
Oh yeah,
overtime.
yeah. Probably like 17, maybe somewhere in there.
Yeah, they scored. Yeah, they scored 13. So yeah, 17, and
16.
then 7 against USD, excuse me, and then 0, and then 3. So 10 points in the last 3 games, and then 27 points in regulation so far against FCS opponents in 4 games. It's
Man,
pretty solid. I don't care who you're playing.
yeah. 10 points in the last three games. That is a wild stat.
That's wild. I mean, even in garbage time, still Eastern couldn't score.
Yeah, and it just goes to show like our depth. I really saw it today. It was like it's been like the whole 5 years of vegan building towards this, but the drop off wasn't much. And just our tackling. Like, let's talk about how good our tackling is. So awesome to see. I think we got some studs coming up through the pipeline. I'm super stoked about this Seth Brock kid who's playing defensive end. I think he's going to be a star.
What number was he?
91.
91. Yeah, I saw Taylor Marsh have some really good minutes on the defensive line. I mean, he's only what is he, a sophomore? I want to talk about the secondary. We have some young guys in the secondary. I haven't seen a Bobcat secondary be this physical since probably like Kramer.
Yeah. And they got some swag
They
too,
got some
dude.
swag, man. There was a play where Williams, and is there 2 Williams on the team?
Uh, I'm not sure. I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, I was confused. What is Seth's name then? Seth Johnson. Okay,
Seth
I kept thinking it
Johnson,
was
yeah.
Seth Williams. Okay, so it's Carson Williams on
Yeah.
this particular play. He was getting strung out by a wide receiver, and he was like getting held basically by the arm. And it was a play where the Eastern ran off to the right side, and he ended up just putting his body into the quarterback as he was sweeping out. He was like getting held the whole time. He just didn't give up on the play, and he threw himself in there. Man, like they're so physical. They come up and they hit and they tackle and they like to hit. Like they like
Yeah.
to lay the wood, man. We got some tough dudes playing cornerback, and it's fun to watch.
Yeah, it is. It really is, dude.
Like I don't know how they haven't been tested a whole lot like passing wise, but man, they are getting in it on the run game, and it's fun to watch.
Another thing for the good for me is taco on the fly sweep. The way we do our outside run game right now, I think it's more productive than our inside run. And then you just pair that with taco speed. It's just fun. It nets a lot of good yards every time we see it. He's too slippery to get pretty much tackled in the backfield. At one point, he took one. He was bottled up. He just did a little stutter step, hesitated, and then like got 6, 7 more yards.
Yep.
Adam
Ugh.
Jones was running better today too. I like to see that. He had a 37-yard touchdown. He does better and continues to do better when we press the edge with him. Uh, Inside, still kind of a little bit iffy on that. Our pass blocking has been better. I think that's where our offensive line is shining right now, but the
Hmm.
inside zone kind of stuff is not gelling quite yet. Could
No,
come together, but good to see Adam Jones have a bounce back day.
no, he ran with more like authority
Yeah,
today. And there was one play he had a run where he trucked a Eastern Washington defender, like shucked him
yeah,
to the ground. I mean,
yeah,
like, he only got like 2 more yards after it, but whatever. Just the whole point is he just threw the guy off into the sidelines and then cut up field and got like 1 more yard. But it was pretty. He was running angry, and I like to see it.
yeah. I liked seeing. I'm going to go into a couple more random goods. Dom Solano and Bryant Meredith creating a fumble in recovery for Jace McMillan. And this was in probably late in the third quarter, but a tag team played by those two young guys. And then just kind of quietly, Bryant Meredith being just pretty good on the back end for
Yeah,
us.
I was
Um,
impressed briefly with the. Speaking of guys that kind of came in, I thought Coulter Petrie.
yep.
I thought he had a pretty solid game
Yep. He's going to
coming
be a
in.
dude for us as well.
Yeah.
Uh,
Anytime that I have to like look up like who's that, you see a number and like you have to like go look who it is because they're making plays. That's always a good sign. Like who's this guy?
Another thing that I thought was really good was President Brock Trestman teasing stadium upgrades on television. I mean, there's been some rumors floating around Bobcat Nation, but when the president comes and says, I think Bobcat fans are going to like some of the upgrades they're going to be seeing here in the next couple of years, you're like, oh, it's coming. So
Uh-huh.
it's not a rumor anymore.
No.
uh,
Be transport. Be transparent. Tease us. Come on. String
yeah.
us along. I'm okay. Give us something.
Uh, I'm going to give a couple more. Hunter Parsons, I thought had such a good contained play and just flustering one of the Eastern quarterbacks. The other, Hunter Providence, it was good to see him catch one over the middle and just outrace it to the end zone. And my last good that I'm just piling on real quick is after Patrick Duchesne, Patty Ice, as as Greg Rack likes to call him, threw a terrible pick, and they were first and goal. We stopped him 4 downs, kept him out of end zone. That showed
Nice.
some resolve.
Yeah, I didn't see the second half, so that's impressive. Like, and when we held them to a field goal in the first half, that was also impressive because that was a red zone situation too. I think
Yeah.
so.
Did you see
Defense bowed up, man.
the Colby Fokker uh, 26-yard touchdown run?
The fake punt, yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I texted the in the group chat like just when you thought special teams couldn't get any worse, they go and do something like this. They
But
totally
it's
redeem themselves.
freaking Sandstead went doink doink on 2 PATs. He was like having a brain fart or something because he was not feeling it. And then
Like a field goal blocked.
yeah, got a field goal blocked. So
So
yeah.
that
So the
that's a
middle
concern.
part.
We'll talk about that, I guess. But
Yeah. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with with the game so far. You want to move over to the mids?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
This game feel the only thing I really had to say in the mid category because everything was either really good or the few things were bad. I still don't feel good about the running game. Now the stats, when you look at the final stats, yeah, 283 yards or whatever it was, looks pretty decent. But I see, you got you got Colby Frockers running there for 26 yards. You
Yeah.
got Chance Wilson's 32-yard touchdown run there in there as well. You got Colson Kuhn, 71 yards, who was getting some late carries. And you got, I mean, some of it's just kind of garbage time to make it look a little better than it actually was. It just doesn't feel good. Like we're still getting like just running straight into the middle into a line, or there's an opening, but a guy comes unblocked from the other side and tackles our guy from behind and ends up being like a 1 or 2 yard gain. I don't know what's going on. The assignments are being missed, but the running game is still just not clicking.
Yeah, I think this is a mixture of a lot of things. One being that Tommy Malot's not back there because the guys would
Hmm.
key in on Tommy Malott, and that would open up lanes for our other running backs. Now that Tommy's not
Certainly.
there, like, okay, we're gonna plug that and still crowd the box. Play a tight box, 8, 9 man box against us in the run game, and it's forcing us to go to the air. And I would venture to say if this progresses like this, there's going to be much more balanced attack for Montana State. I think the run game will continue to improve. I don't think it's just going to be like all of a sudden like lights out next week or something like that. I think this will be a work in the making over the long arc of the season. But yeah, I feel you, man. I'm a little
I,
bit frustrated as well. We're
I
used
do.
to seeing 5 yards,
Yeah.
at will, and to me, maybe it's like maybe we should get more touches to Kuhn and White too. I don't know. Are we already wearing out uh Jones and Davis? I'm not sure.
I do think part of it is going to be yes, there's going to be a readjustment of what expectations are as Bobcat fans. But other teams manage to have prolific running games without a quarterback who runs like a 4-3 and scores 80-yard touchdown runs left and right. Other teams can do this. North Dakota State hasn't had a player like Tommy Watt. They have a bunch of good running backs and a good offensive line and a good blocking scheme and a guy who can roll play action. So I think as we show more uh, ability to pass the ball down the field, and Lamson can keep connecting on some of these deep balls. I think it's going to open up a little bit. The problem is I think we're having a hard time running against like 5-man fronts. Now,
Yeah.
I think Eastern did stack the box a little bit in this game. They're still kind of daring us to pass, and then we beat them badly because of it. But they still relatively held the run game in check. We're going to have to figure out how to run the ball better without a running quarterback like Tommy Millott.
Yeah.
It's going to happen if we want to have a deep playoff run type team.
That might take us a little while to craft though, because that hasn't been our identity. I mean, our identity has been a running quarterback, and now we're trying to
Yeah,
make this happen. So we'll see what happens. But we did wear them out towards the end, and that's where you did get those gash plays, and so those yards still count. I know what you're saying though. It leaves a lot to be desired when you're not seeing 4 or 5 yards at will. The 2 to 3 yards in a cloud of dust feels a little bit like Kramer era, where you're like, "Ugh, okay, okay, and then you had to rely on some sort of magic. And to me, that gives me a little bit more of a mid feeling too. Sometimes we get off schedule. Like one of the plays or one of the drives, I feel like we tried to go for a deep shot. It was there, Lamson overthrew the guy, and then you get 2 yards on an inside zone run, and so now you're 3rd and 8, and 3rd and 8 is not great no matter who you are, and so without that 4 or 5 yard clip at running, um, or when we touch the ball on the ground, then it feels that we have to be on time on first down. We can't get behind schedule.
yeah. Nope. So hopefully that just continues to improve because it's going to have to. I think we got talented running backs. So
Yeah.
it's not in the bad category, but it's not bad by any stretch. But
No.
it needs to be better. And I haven't seen a game where I'm like that was a really good running, just handing the ball to the running back and getting them involved type game. I haven't felt that way yet.
Yeah. My kids are busting into the room.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, I got some bads. Our middle part of the game with our special team was kind of hard to watch with the block field goal, the two missed points, extra points. That felt challenging.
Yeah. I thought we had some of that stuff cleared up, but it kind of reared its ugly head again. So another work in progress, I think, for the Cats to continue to be better on special teams. I did love seeing a special teams touchdown on a fake field goal. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Any other
Got some
Bobby
wheels.
Hawks? Yeah. Do you have anything that stood out to you that was also bad?
I don't know if I can go anything that's bad, to be honest. I alluded to it earlier, but nothing was like, well, trash. I mean, maybe the special teams.
Could you like maybe think about like the red zone offense a little bit? This today felt a little bit off.
I don't know. Like I said, I watched the first half and I didn't see the second half. So everything in the first half looked pretty good. But we were scoring from outside the red zone, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think they're historically through the season so far, we've been pretty good in the red zone.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's hard to complain about anything where you beat Eastern 57-3. And I'm looking at the history here. The last time they were in Bozeman, 2023, 57-14. Back-to-back 57s dropped on Eastern in Bozeman.
Man.
It's pretty satisfying. So, and they've scored 17 total points. We scored 114 total points. 114-17 was how much we've outscored them the last two games in Bozeman. I see.
It was
over
pretty
there
amazing to see that our defense is just as good as it's ever been, man. And so I'm just gonna that's what I'm gonna leave today with. Going is like we have a championship level defense,
feels that
and
way.
I still believe our offense can get to that level.
The ceiling has not been reached for the offense.
No, not
The
even
defense
close.
is already operating at like an elite level. If they can get better, great. But they don't. They're there. They're where they need to be. If the offense can get to that level, gosh, the Cats are going to be another national championship type squad.
Yeah, so it's Coach Fegan's job to get them to that level by the end of the year. So that's why I'm really stoked about this team.
This is a good step forward today.
I do want one last thought, and it has nothing to do with this game. What is your thoughts on the Idaho Montana game, ESPN tonight?
Oh man, that's going to be an exciting game. I'm looking forward to watching that game. Idaho's been a lot tougher than I was expecting them to be.
This feels like a Super Bowl type game for Bobby Hauck.
And this is in Missoula?
Yeah.
The Grizz have not historically done well on their big night ESPN games since Bobby Hauck came back.
Yeah.
They've lost a lot of those.
Yeah. I mean, Idaho definitely has the potential to get wog grizzed and just get rolled up on.
I don't think they will.
I hope not, because then that makes it a really exciting game. So,
I mean, I think they might get rolled up, but I don't think it's going to be the Wild Grizz. I think it just because the Grizz are just better.
Yeah.
The Grizz do look pretty good. They look pretty good offensively. So,
yeah.
But Idaho's look pretty good defensively. That's going to be an exciting matchup. I don't know if this will be released, if anyone will be listening to this before that game even starts, but it should be fun.
All right. Well, that's all I got. Feeling good, man. Anytime we can crush the Eagles, I don't feel bad about that. And
nope.
Montana State moves to 2-2, which is, or no, 3-2, excuse me. 1-0 in the Big Sky. And going down to Northern Arizona next weekend.
Sounds good, man. You ready to call it here then?
Sounds good.
All right. Well, thanks for listening to our little instant reaction show. We did one. It's been a few weeks.
Yeah.
We just have all been scattered. Zach's usually at the game, having a good time, as he should be. And you and I are dads, and we do our things, and we have other obligations. But we were able to make this one happen, and that was fun because it's always more fun to do after an ass kicking. Right?
Yeah, these things are like wildly popular too. I always have like listeners ask for them, so we should do them more often. They're just hard to get in.
They are fun. They're fun. The hardest part of these is holding back because you got to save some stuff for Monday.
Yeah.
So, all right. You can always find us on Twitter, RrCatCast. You can find us on the web, rrcatcast.com. And that's good enough for this one. Foley, let's get out of here. Let's go Cats.
Go Cats.